The time to take action is now, and it is an imperative call to action for the 5 million fellow Americans who receive income below the poverty level. Let's be candid. This is not just urgent, it is utterly shameful. These are seniors and households in dire need of stability and security, and they require it immediately. We have a reason to celebrate as John Larson finally unveils his groundbreaking Social Security bill, which promises to enhance benefits for countless recipients, including Social Security, SSI, SSDI, senior veterans, and those with disabilities. However, this bill goes beyond mere benefit increases. It also addresses the cost of living adjustment, putting more money in the hands of seniors and disabled Americans. In this video, we'll unveil a historic, shocking, and truly astonishing clip from a Social Security hearing, featuring John Larson making statements that will both stun and astound you. Who is this bill about? It's about your parents, your siblings, your aunts, uncles, coworkers, and neighbors. This bill represents a significant, albeit the first step towards providing much-needed support to those who need it the most, and whose security and livelihood are hanging by a thread, awaiting action from this Congress. While a more comprehensive bill might have been preferable, we cannot let the perfect be the enemy of the good. The time to act is now. We must be crystal clear about this. Neither the President nor the Supreme Court can address this issue through executive orders or legal adjudication. It squarely falls within the purview of Congress, starting right here with this committee. As the chairman of this committee, it's my intention to act swiftly and move this legislation towards a vote. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King during the 1963 March on Washington, "We have come to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. People living in these conditions do not need a reminder, but to paraphrase Dr. King, now is the time to fulfill the promise of democracy. Now is the time to make good on the federal government's sacred trust, as President Biden so eloquently puts it. For our disabled veterans, as we will hear today from Sean Castle, the urgency is even more pressing. Our men and women in uniform have sacrificed immeasurably, and it's time to move beyond mere lip service and take concrete actions on their behalf." Cora McDonald's testimony eloquently illustrates the indispensable role that Social Security plays in the lives of dependent children. Without it, many would face homelessness and an inability to provide for their families. To put it bluntly, this isn't just urgent, it is profoundly shameful. Dr. King's words remind us that this is not a moment for gradualism or complacency. It's a moment that demands action. Action for the 5 million Americans receiving poverty-level checks, action for seniors living in destitution, and action for the 65 million who have seen no improvements in their Social Security benefits. 39 years ago, Congress extended the program's longevity, but it did so at the cost of cutting benefits, and those cuts are still impacting recipients today. It's time to cast a vote that brings genuine improvements to their lives, not more cuts. It's important to note that this legislation enjoys bipartisan support, with majorities of Democrats, Independents, and Republicans favoring benefit increases and opposing cuts. Furthermore, there is consensus on making the wealthy pay their fair share by lifting the cap on earnings above $400,000, ensuring that billionaires pay the same rate as average citizens. What sets this moment apart is that we have a president who recognizes Social Security as a sacred trust. He has witnessed the devastation caused by the 2008 financial crisis and the impact of this ongoing pandemic, both of which have highlighted the dire need for congressional action. He also understands that millennials will rely on Social Security even more than baby boomers, as thousands of them become eligible for benefits every day. We are honored to unite the president's vision with our own to assist those most in need. Another noteworthy aspect of this moment is that we have a Democratic majority that unequivocally opposes Social Security cuts and privatization. Regrettably, some Republicans and their witnesses still hold the misguided belief that Social Security is a flawed system. They fail to appreciate the guarantee that Social Security provides. It's ironic because during the 2008 to 2009 financial crisis, while the private sector faltered, Social Security never missed a payment. It remained steadfast in delivering pensions, disability payments, spousal, and dependent benefits.